Sitting at home,
looking for my video games.
guess you could call us Video Bros.
Alright guys, welcome back to Vidya Bros.
Hey guys, Big Z Boy here, with, of course, Jeff. So this past week, we've seen a lot of interesting stuff about the E3 this year. What were your thoughts, Jeff?
Well, I'll tell you this much, I'll go to this. First, what I did see, I'll tell you what I did see, and then, what I did miss, and then we'll go on from that.
Right.
I saw Microsoft's E3. Not all of it, but I saw most of it.
Did you see the EA conference?
I saw the EA conference. I missed Ubisoft's.
So did I.
I saw some of Sony's, though I kept up with it with Brandon, and I kept up with it through various game websites and news and stuff like that. And Nintendo's I saw here and there. I did not see all of it. Because I did not feel like, because they did show off Legend of Zelda and Pokemon Sun and Moon, I saw 10 minutes of each thing. I didn't feel like watching all hour-long events of that, even though the game looked cool. But what we will talk about what we did see, what we did, and then what we heard from other people were bad who were actually at E3, and then if you guys want to comment below at the end of this video, or during the video, or whatever you guys do, let us know what you think, what you're most excited for, what you thought was a letdown, and, we'd love to hear your comments, and see your comments. So, do you want to take it away first, Brandon?
Yeah. I remember you were telling me on Sunday they started the EA conference. I missed most of it and had to rewatch it on my own, for at least the games I cared about. I saw, when I started watching it, they, of course, were talking about one of my favorite series, a game coming out whenever the hell it comes out. Mass Effect Andromeda looks amazing, and basically it was just kind of another teaser trailer just showing how far they are in development for it. However, looks amazing, and they were saying that this is going to be the best experience that you've ever played, seen, and felt before in Mass Effect. More so than the first 3 games of the original trilogy.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm really excited for that. I hope it at least comes out sometime next year, because Mass Effect 3, I know it's been some time, and they spent a lot of time developing games, BioWare. Mass Effect 3 came out 2012, a few days after my birthday, so it's been a little over 4 years since we've gotten a Mass Effect game, and yeah, it's time. You can take it away.
Going off on that, they didn't say it I don't remember hearing it during the conference, but I remember I saw it on different websites, that they confirmed that they want to go back to the roots of Mass Effect.
Yeah.
And they want to make it one of the strangest, weirdest games out there. Not weird as in, dancing leprechauns and ponies and bullshit like that. Like weird as, the first 2 games were.
Well, there weren't leprechauns and ponies in Mass Effect.
No, I'm giving an example.
Yeah.
But as weird as the games were, they want to go back to that, but make it way better and way, stranger and weirder, so it ties into all the games in a whole series. It's
going to be its own story, though, because the story of the original games is over. This will be a whole new story, whole new cast of characters as well. As if it's a sequel or if it's a prequel, I don't know. All I know is it's a whole new story. They haven't really... BioWare's been keeping a tight lid on anything with Mass Effect Andromeda, to be honest. They've been doing a good job keeping it a secret.
Yep. The next thing what do you want to talk about?
So, for people that don't know, the original 3 games were made off of the Unreal Engine. Mass Effect Andromeda is being made off of the Frostbite engine. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
It's a whole new engine, and Mass Effect Andromeda is going to run off of that engine instead. And it looks, as I said, it looks amazing. Can't wait for it. if you are excited for it as I am, like this video or leave a comment down below and tell us. And tell us what your favorite memories and what your favorite Mass Effect game was. Personally, mine was 2. That was.
I actually need to play those games. I played 3, the demo 3, but it wasn't like that crazy as far as the demo went.
It was pretty crazy, but the game's a lot better itself because you'll see like what goes on. Yeah, we'll play them on the show one day, all of them, because I really want you to play through that series.
I would love to. The next thing that I remember, because there was a lot that was going on at E3 for not much that EA. The most memorable one that I can think of besides Mass Effect was EA Star Wars games that are coming out.
They look pretty interesting, but it's like a lot of companies are making Star Wars games now all of a sudden.
Yeah, what's interesting though is that this also reminds me, I'm going to talk about this in a little bit. The company Respawn that makes Titanfall and the new Titanfall 2, which I'll talk about in a little bit, they are making a Star Wars game, a brand new, totally Star Wars game, just like Battlefront, I think.
Yeah.
But different. And it's going to be its own game, of course. But they also have DICE and a bunch of other EA companies, like people that own EA. The companies that are inside EA.
Right.
They're making a bunch of different like Star Wars games. They're making a game called Galaxy Heroes. A new Star Wars game that Respawn is making, which they didn't have a title for it, and some other Star Wars game. But during the whole trailer, they want to add what was already shown off in the movie theaters, which was 1 through 6, Star Wars 1 through 6, and the recent episode 7 that came out. And they want to actually, like, all together, I think they're trying to make all of them together, trying to make one game. Don't quote me on this if they're all working on this, but there is one game that they're making, and they want to put every single movie, storybook, and TV show, and any game characters from the whole entire Star Wars universe into one full game. And I think that's what Galaxy Heroes might be, but don't quote me on that as well. If you guys know, comment below, but that right there is like really ambitious if they want to try to put every character from the whole entire Star Wars universe into one game.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about how it's going to go. I mean, that sounds like a cool idea, but then again, people are going to get annoyed regardless because of one specific character that's just going to piss everybody else off.
Well, you never know how they might use them as
I'm talking about Jar Jar Binks, of course.
Yes, but they might not use them as fully as they would like to. You never know how they're going to implement it, so you don't know yet.
Yeah, it's true. The only way really they'd make it work if they put Jar Jar Binks in it is if he annoys the characters in the show along with the audience playing the game. That way it's like, alright, so the characters in the game are more in pain than the audience, so that's why it would be funny to see that, but still, I'm trying to having a hard time wrapping my head around that.
You never know. We'll see as time comes.
Because the sequels, the prequels, like how are they going to do that with characters from all sorts of different times in the story?
As I said, I don't know. It might be like the time travel thing. You never know. They didn't say much, like I said. They just gave the ideas out that they were giving out. They didn't say much of what the games were technically going to be. But the next thing that I remember from E3 from EA's is Titanfall 2.
I don't know if you played the first game, but you really should pick it up one day if you see it for dirt cheap somewhere. It's a really amazing game, even though a lot of people are split on it. I actually really enjoyed playing it.
Well, I would play it, but I'd rather play Titanfall 2, since even though Titanfall 1 was all online, it's just it's like the Call of Duty games. If a new Call of Duty game comes out, or any online game that comes out and gets a sequel, or whatever, everyone just jumps on the bandwagon on that game, so not a lot of people are going to be playing the old game online, meaning...
Well, keep in mind that people that were involved with Call of Duty games were also involved with Titanfall. with developing it. So
Really?
some people within the company, I remember my brother telling me, were people that developed Titanfall. And so that's why you can kind of compare it to Call of Duty.
Kinda, but what I'm saying is though, like if Titanfall 2 comes out, definitely there's gonna be way more people playing Titanfall 2, only because of the fact, which is interesting though, is that
It's new.
It's new, yes, but it's the first Titanfall game that's both for Xbox One and PS4.
Yeah, because Titanfall 1 was only on the 360 and the Xbox One, and that was it.
And as of right now, when that game comes out, that it'll have, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that the way that Xbox One and PS4 are right now, that we're going to get a better experience right off the bat on PS4, only because most games are played better on PS4 than they are on the Xbox One in their current state. Even though that I will talk about this in a little bit, Microsoft did announce another couple Xboxes, but I'll talk about that during the Microsoft conference part. But
yeah, for now this is just Sony, and then we'll go on to Nintendo and then Microsoft.
Well, not Sony, this is EA.
Well, you know what I mean. Games that are going to be on PS4.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about Nintendo if you want, and then finally we'll talk about Microsoft.
Yeah. Other than that, I really didn't see too much. Oh, they also had Battlefield 1, which is a sequel or it's another game in this series of the Battlefield franchise.
That's a strange title. Like, why did they just...
That's what everyone said when the game first came out.
Yeah.
Like, when it was announced. And we're like, you know what? Probably because it's going to be like in its own series kind of thing, but still in the whole franchise of Battlefield.
None of the Battlefield games ever really tie into each other, though. They're usually their own separate stories and series of events that happen in all of them, based on like crazy like terrorist attacks and wars.
Yeah.
So really, that I still don't get that though. Like Battlefield 1, like
I don't know. I can't tell you why. But what's interesting about this is that they said they wanted to do a true, interesting take on what World War I was. And like they've not a lot of games except for Call of Duty, like good games like Call of Duty World at War, did it good. This game's supposed to trying to overtake that and like bring it to a whole nother level and like make it like the truest, deepest, and most interesting stories of World War One.
Yeah, I was always more of a Battlefield fan than Call of Duty. Although to the Call of Duty's credit, Advanced Warfare was a really good game.
Yes.
And also Kevin Spacey, that's also a huge reason why.
Yes, but also what's interesting though is I never played any of the Battlefield games, so I don't know if this is true, but in the live demo that they gave off, hold on, ignore this, okay. They have a 64-player online multiplayer that they're trying to develop for the new Battlefield game. And
I think that's a really insane and interesting mechanic, is to put that in for the multiplayer. I don't remember how many players were able to play up in the past few games, but there usually were a lot of people running around in the game. Like, I would remember seeing that playing online back in, like, Battlefield 3, and when my brother was playing Bad Company 2, which is its own Battlefield series in itself. Separate from Battlefield like 1, 2, 3, 4, Hardline. So yeah, I hope they can pull that off. I have confidence in them though. I'm sure they'll be able to do fine.
I'm sure, because DICE is making it, so
yeah, and DICE is a good company. So also, what did you think of the new David Cage game, which is that I forgot what it's called.
I know what I know what you're talking about. But we're gonna talk about that when we get into the Sony aspect of this. But as of right now, for EA, there's not much else that I remember that was memorable. All I remember is, of course, Battlefield, Star Wars games, and Mass Effect. And then there was like little other games here and there, but that's all the stuff I can actually remember. But now, people were saying this, and I do agree with this. We're gonna move on to Sony's press conference now, and there's a lot to remember that I do remember from this. And people were saying, and I do agree, that they blew away the entire, like, everyone else.
Yes, they had a very good conference.
What you were talking about, David Cage game. If you don't know who David Cage is, he's from Quantum Dreams. Quantic Dreams, which made Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, and released the demo.
They also made a game that was on Xbox Original back in the day called Indigo Prophecy. And I started playing it the other week. I need to, like, get more into that game. That game's pretty crazy, too.
Yeah.
That was their first game, I think my brother said.
What do you call it? The game called Detroit Becoming Human. And the first trailer that we got was last year. Was of showing, like, if you ever watched or played Beyond Two Souls, before that, they, like, really hyped up that game and hyped up how crazy, like, their game engines are and stuff like that, and how they can produce emotions, like, in game that are like people look like they're fucking real. Like, I don't understand how they do it, but they do it on a level that no other company can do on a console. And I'm not talking about Uncharted 4, because that was a whole other thing on itself, but this is like a cinematic movie type game.
Yeah.
And
it's one of those games, people, where your choices really matter and affect the overall story of the whole game, and there's millions of, like, different ways to, like, play it from, like, other people.
Yes, but if you played Beyond Two Souls, when that game first came out, they showed off the graphical capabilities of the game, and they showed off, before that, they showed off a trailer of a tech demo called Kara, which was basically, if you did not see that, go look it up. Kara Quantum Dream, PS3 tech demo. You'll find it on YouTube. It was basically how this android was being built in a warehouse, and she was like being used. She could be used for anything that humans needed. Like, technically, you can use her for sex. You can use her for cleaning the house. You can use her for picking up laundry at the laundromat or dry cleaning, or whatever you needed her to do. She would be there, or the android would be there for you at the time. But now, and once you see that, go look up the first trailer for this.
Can we just pause it for a sec here, because I'm going to stop my camera right now and then continue again in a sec. Alright, so in a few seconds.
Hey guys, if you like what you saw in that video, please check out our latest series, To the Left. I hope you enjoy it. Also, if you want more hilarious videos, please check out our other series down below. I'm sure you will enjoy that as well. And last but not least, please hit that subscribe button. The more subscribers we get, the more content we can provide. Thank you, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.